Hi, it's Tim with PT Progress, and I'm going to take you through 12 of the best physical therapy exercises to improve your balance, especially if you're a senior. But the truth is you can do all of these exercises regardless of your age to improve your balance. So let's get started with these exercises. I'll be taking you through all of these exercises in real time. So if you need to take a little extra break, you can hit pause. If you want to rewatch a section, you can just rewind. Or if you want to do the entire set, again, 2 to 3 times, which I recommend doing throughout the day, you can do that just by going back to the beginning and going through the entire set one more time. Let's get started with the first exercise, which is a squat. Now, if you're starting from a seated position, that's perfect. Or if you're starting from a standing position, be sure to have a chair behind you and you can use a countertop for support. This movement, we're simply going to go down and up. That's a partial squat, or even a full squat if you can handle that, just going up and down out of your chair. If you can do that without any hands holding, that's great, but if you need to push onto anything, pushing onto the chair or into your thighs and having the table for support is a good idea. So let's get started with 10 of these. Take your time, nice and easy as you're going up and down. If you can't follow my pace, that's number 3, go at your own pace. That's quite all right to take a little bit slower pace. If you can get to 10, awesome. If you can do 5 of them. Here we've just done 5. That's great to work into. If you can't do any more than that, take a little break, but we're going on to 10 of these together. Almost there, number 7. There we are, number 8. 2 more. And the last one there. All right, so we've done 10 of these. Let's move on to the next exercise. All right, the second exercise is called a standing march. So position your chair to the side and stand at the countertop, and you'll have a double support. If you only have one support for one hand at the counter, that's fine if you're feeling stable. But to do this exercise, we stand with our feet shoulder width apart, and we're simply going to march your legs up just like we're marching in place. And so let's aim to do 20 of these, 10 on each side. I'll try to guide you through and count at the same time, and we'll see how it goes. You ready? Let's go. Lift one leg up, that's 1 and 2. We're going at your own pace. So if you can't follow me, that's fine. Take this at your own pace. That's number 4 so far. We're going up to 20. And if you can only go up to 10 or even 5 or 6, that's fine. That's 7. We're halfway there. If you need to take a break, you certainly can. We're going to go through the next 10. That's 11 and 12. Almost there. 17, 18, keep marching. 19 and 20. All right. While you're standing tall, take a little break. We're going to work into the next exercise, which is called a heel raise. Okay, for exercise number 3, you only need a chair or a countertop. I moved the chair away, and to perform these heel raises, it's really simple. You stand with your feet shoulder width apart and go up onto your toes. And so we're going to stand at the countertop and get started. If you need to hold with both hands, that's fine. But let's get started with 10 of them. I'll count you through. All right, going up onto your toes for number 1, come back down. Nice and controlled for number 2. Come back up onto your toes for number 3. If it's too fast, slow it down, go at your own pace. We're at number 4. Come back down. If you can only make it to 5 here and you need to stop, that's fine. We're going to go through all the way through 10. That's number 6 right there. And number 7. Only a few more. 8. If you got 2 more in you, let's keep going. We got 9, and last one, 10. Okay, you should start to feel a little bit of burning in your calf muscles. Those are very important for improving your stability, and we're going to go through this all over again with round 2 if you rewatch the video. But let's move on to exercise number 4, which is a cone tap, or a tap your foot to a stair. Exercise number 4 is called a foot tap to a cone or a stair, or on my desk here I have a foot bar, and so I'm going to use that as a target. That's the whole idea of this exercise, just to aim at a target. And so we're going to alternate back and forth with the right leg and then the left leg, performing 5 on each side, and you can do 5 to 10 total on each side, and then watch the video again or repeat this section to complete this exercise one more time. So stand tall, and if you're ready, we're going to march one foot towards the bar and perform 5 on each side. Now I'm looking to maintain nice, smooth motion, precise taps, and to work on just consistency as I work through each of these steps. I'll do one extra one here. And then we're going to go onto the left side, maintaining nice upright posture. You can use the countertop for support and keeping everything nice and tight and controlled. Working on consistency. And we're going to do one more just to have. So we can work through that 5 to 10 times on each foot and then repeat, but we're going to move on to exercise number 5. Exercise number 5 is called the Tandem Stance, and that is simply placing one foot in front of the other. If that's too difficult at first, you can do a semi-tandem stance, and that's simply putting the foot out to the side. So from the side view, I can go like this, or I can have my foot out slightly. So we're going to hold that for about 10 seconds on each side. So position yourself at a chair or countertop, have both if you have that available to you, and we're going to put one foot in front of the other and hold that for 10 seconds. Keep holding that. We can hold on to both sides here, or we can lift up one hand or no hands if you're feeling confident and comfortable in this position. If you're feeling a little bit wobbly, put one hand back onto the countertop, and then we're going to transition to the other side. And so bring one foot in front of the other again and hold that just like so. If you really feel unsteady, you can bring that other foot out to the side or hold on to both here. But we're going to continue in that position here. Keep holding that. And if you're feeling confident again, you can bring one arm down. If you need to hold on to a chair, you've got that available to you. Keep holding in that position, nice and tall, upright for a few more seconds. All right, very good. Bring your feet back to the side, and we're going to move on to the next exercise. This next exercise is called a narrow reach. So bring your feet together so that they're touching, and this is going to be a decreased center of balance for you. And so this may be a little bit challenging for some, so have that countertop available. But the exercise is simply going to reach forward and back on each side, each arm, just to go through a repetition of 5 to 10 of these. And so I'm going to perform it from the side here, feet together, and we're going to have a nice up tall posture, and we're going to go through these together. So if you're ready, let's go through a reach forward, one hand, the other hand. Always have a hand available for the counter, and bring it back. If you're feeling really comfortable, confident with this, you can bring both hands over here. If you want to advance this exercise, we can go out to the side, out to the other side, but if you're still doing the very beginner level, just reach forward and back. We do a couple more of these. Maybe one with both hands, reaching forward like that. Try out to the side a little. Good. Out to the other side a little bit. Back forward, last one. Good. And so the idea with this exercise is to maintain a nice, solid, upright position while we're reaching forward, and then eventually reach out to the side with one hand, both hands, and then we can progress that to make that more stable as you work through more advancements. Exercise number 7 is called a single leg stance, and it's just as it sounds. We're going to be holding a single leg stance here. That's very important to maintain your balance when you're walking or going up and down stairs. So have a countertop available or a chair, and we're going to raise one leg and hold that upright for 10 seconds. I'm going to keep talking, you're going to keep holding. We're going to count that out for about 10 seconds. We're almost halfway there. If you need to take a break by putting that foot down, you can. If you need to hold it with both hands, that's totally fine. And now we're going to switch to the other leg and raise that leg up nice and easy. Hold that again for about 10 seconds. Maintain a nice forward gaze, looking ahead and having a chair for support or a countertop. And you can eventually work into both hands off of the chair support if you're feeling comfortable. But for now, let's have one hand on the chair and just have a nice upright posture and finish that out. Exercise number 8 is called a 3-way kick. I'm going to have a countertop and or a chair to the side for support, and the idea here is to kick forward, kick to the side, and then kick behind you. That counts as one repetition, so we're going to count 5 of those on each side. So if you're ready in your position, let's get started with the first set. That's 1. We're going to kick forward, to the side, and to the back. That's 2. And if you need to take a little break by putting your foot down on the ground between each small kick, that's fine to do. That's 3. We're going to kick forward. If you can do that without putting your foot down on the ground, it's a little bit more advanced. It's 4, and last one, 5, to the side and to the back. Nice job. We're going to do the other side here. If you want this to be even more advanced, you can have just one hand on the chair. And so we're going to do that by kicking forward, to the side, and to the back. That's 1. Maintain a nice upright posture. You'll find that the stance leg that you're holding yourself upright might get a little bit more tired than the other side, and that's fine. That's the whole idea of this exercise, to work everything as we're going through exercise number 4, and finally the 5th repetition on this side. All right, nice job. If you need to take a little break, go ahead, hit pause, and come back for the next exercise. This next exercise is called a lateral stepping exercise. So we're going to find a countertop or a chair. And if you only have a chair available to you, you can do a couple steps to the side just like that. Just 2 and then 2 back to the side. I'm going to use this entire countertop length, and if you have that available to you, you can follow along. So we're going to stand tall at the counter and go to the side. So we're going to step to the side. Aim for about 4 to 5 steps if you have that available to you. If not, then just perform this at the chair and just go 2 steps to the side, 2 steps to the other side, and that'll be 1 length. We're going to do that a couple more times. Going to the side, make sure you're standing upright. If you feel like you're tipping over, falling forward, make sure you have something in front of you. And we're going to go back to the side, making sure that you have nice even foot placement each time. We don't want to trip over ourselves and cause a stumble or a fall. The last time around here, we're going to go to the right, and then back finally to the starting position. Again, if you don't have a countertop available to you, you can do this with a chair, just taking 2 steps to the side and then 2 steps to the other side. Aim for 10 to 20 steps on each side, and then move on to the next exercise, which is a mini lunge. This mini lunge will use this chair right here and a countertop for support. The idea here is to lunge forward like you're going to take a small step and bring yourself back up. Don't go down so far that you can't bring yourself back up, and we're going to aim to perform 5 of these on each side. So if you're ready with a chair and a countertop, let's get started with a mini lunge. I'm going to count to 10. That's number 2 right here. We're going to bring ourselves back up, and this will allow us to get 5 on each side. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go at your own pace. If you need to go a little bit slower, you can. 9 and 10. That'll give us 5 mini lunges on each side. You can do that one more time before progressing on to the next exercise, which is a stretch to the hamstrings. For this hamstring stretch, the first variation I'm going to show you is a stretch that is in standing. So we're going to bring 1 foot forward, and so that your heel is onto the ground, and we're going to lean forward into the stretch, holding onto the counter here. I'm doing this stretch with you, and I'm feeling the stretch behind my leg. It's a very good stretch, and I'm leaning forward, hinging at my hips. Our goal here is to hold that for about 15 to 20 seconds. We're almost there if you're following along, and then we're going to ease out of that, and you can do the other side as well. And so we're going to bring that left foot forward into that straight leg position, lean forward slightly at your hips, hinging at your hips forward, just being real careful, especially if you have any back issues, hip issues. We don't want to injure anything here. We're just going to lean nice and easy forward. If this is too aggressive or too difficult for you, I'm going to show you a seated exercise to stretch that hamstring here in a second. Just a few more seconds on this standing hamstring stretch, and we're going to ease out of that and then bring a chair over to perform a seated hamstring stretch. So in a seated position, we can stretch the hamstring by bringing 1 leg forward and staying as tall as we can. With this upright, nice tall position and this leg as straight as possible, we'll lean in it like we're leaning over our chair slightly, hinging at our hips. And just hold that stretch for about 10 to 15 seconds. If you can tolerate a little bit longer, into 20 seconds, that'd be a great stretch for you. And we're a few more here, and we're going to switch to the other side. You'll feel a little bit more of a stretch if you bring your foot upwards towards your body. That'll stretch behind the leg, behind the knee, and into the hamstrings. And ease out of that. And we're going to switch legs, and we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So our other leg is forward. I'm going to hinge at my hips here. I start to feel that stretch already in the back of the leg. I'm going to lean forward and feel even more of a stretch, holding that for about 15 seconds. I can improve this stretch, increase the aggressiveness of the stretch by bringing my foot towards my body. I'm going to feel a little more of that in the back of the leg. We're going to hold that for a few more seconds and ease out of that. And so that's a good way to stretch the hamstring while you're sitting. Perform that 2 to 3 times a day, and then we're going to move on to the next stretch, which is a calf stretch. You can perform a calf stretch at the wall or at a stair, same idea. We're going to bring one foot up onto the wall here and then lean into that wall. With that foot angled into the wall, we're getting a good stretch behind the calf. And if we can lean forward into that stretch, we're going to try to hold that for about 15 seconds before switching to the other side. I'll have another video here showing this variation at a stair, and so you can watch that happen in the corner of this video here, but it's easy just to get that same type of stretch at a wall and ease out of that, and we're going to alternate to the other side. And so same idea, foot is angled onto the wall, and we're going to straighten our body and lean into that stretch and to stretch the calf. Now this is a good way to stretch the calf. I'm wearing socks so I don't scratch the wall, but if you have shoes on, you can do this at the stair, and that'll give you a good stretch behind your calf. We're going to hold this for a few more seconds, and I'll show you a variation of this stretch that you can do as well. Another way we can stretch the calf muscles by using a countertop and performing that small lunge, like a mini lunge, and we're going to lean forward slightly into that, maintaining that back leg as straight as possible. Now you may or may not feel the stretch in the back of the calf, but I wanted to show you this as a variation to the other stretch. Switch sides and perform that same stretch for 20 seconds. So there you have it, 12 balance exercises for seniors. If you want a free copy of all of these exercises, you can click the link in the description below to get that PDF of all 12 of these exercises. Be sure to rewind this video and watch it again 2 to 3 times a day as you progress to improve your balance. I'll be here with you performing these exercises. Just hit rewind and we'll go through them again.